Today, this video, I'm pretty much just gonna walk you through my biohacking routine, or like what I'm doing for optimizing my health. It's really a different video. I'm pretty much just gonna walk you through what I'm doing from the start all the way till the end, and what are the key things that I'm looking out for, so that I can maximize my energy, my focus, so that that translates into my work. First thing that you do when you wake up is hydrate. You're very dehydrated, but on a side note, one thing that you should always make sure what you do is making sure your sleep is the best. Like, sleep is the most important thing of everything. I don't care what other gurus are telling you in the whole red pill space. Oh, you should have 5 coffees a day, sleep, like, just don't sleep, and shit like that. That's not how it works. You want to make sure that you're sleeping at the exact same time every night, and you're waking up at the exact same time every day, so that your circadian rhythm is intact. Now, what your circadian rhythm is, it's pretty much what like, it's when your brain understands, like, it's time to rest or like go in a fight mode. So when the sunset happens, that's when you sort of like want to calm down the circadian rhythm, and that's when, like, it's the later half where you're sort of winding down, and then the start, it's when you're winding up, and you got to get all prepared. So that's why you should try to sleep and wake up at the same time, because that's when your circadian rhythm doesn't get affected. Now, once you wake up, hydrate. I pretty much just have salt, lime, and I mix my supplements in it. So about those supplements, I have over here acetyl carnitine. So that's pretty much just for neural function and for brain health. Then we also have taurine, which is for the nervous system. So something with like nervous system health. And then there's selenium. Not sure what this does. Just have it because my health coach tells me to. Now, that's what I do as soon as I wake up. Now, one more thing I make sure I do in the morning. Look, the morning is the most important, because that sets the tone for the rest of the day. Now, when you're doing that, you want to make sure that you don't look at your phone in the first few hours of the day, especially, like, and it's like, you can look at your phone, but don't use those apps that that is going to waste time. So I have this app called Opal, and pretty much what it does, it blocks all the main apps. So I have my Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Spotify, and Gmail blocked. Damn! So that, and some other apps, yeah, but mainly those five. And so it's pretty much like I cannot access them whatever happens. And I have them blocked to like 4:30 p.m. Sometimes I just, for the fuck of it, just go to like 6 p.m. just because, like, I really don't have any use for it. If I have any WhatsApp important things to do, I just use my laptop when I'm working. Same for email. Those are the most addictive apps, especially email, just because I have a lot of work there. So make sure you don't do that. As soon as you wake up, hydrate, and then go straight to the gym. Don't do anything in between. Hydrate, supplement, go to the gym. That's my routine.
It's time to go to the gym, isn't it?
That's what you should always try to do. There's a reason I gym in the first part of the day, like literally the first thing I do, is because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. I'm not really getting a lot of dopamine apart from in the gym. So it kind of like sets that thing, and it sets the whole like mood for the rest of the day, where I'm trying to find dopamine from good sources, not from bullshit. So most people, they struggle to even just go to the gym. I don't struggle with that, obviously, but what I'm struggling with is not listening to music while gymming. So for the last like 2 weeks, I haven't really like listened to music as well. So one thing that you want to always make sure is, throughout the day, you don't want more than 2 to 3 dopamine sources in a moment. So in the gym, that's my only dopamine source, right? But now if I'm doing music, if I have nicotine gum, that's 3 right there. So you want to try to reduce as much dopamine, so that the pain is high, and when the pain is high, that's actually when you're most fulfilled, which is sort of a paradox. But yeah, don't do that. Then again, while working, I have my work nicotine gum. I will walk you guys through that later on. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna hydrate, do all that, and then go for the gym. So I'm headed to the gym right now. Today is VO2 max, which is once every week, and what it is pretty much like you're doing a normal 45 minutes of cardio, and it's pretty much the same, but in that 45 minutes, there's like a good 18 to 20 minutes where you're doing like this whole protocol of VO2 max, which is 1.5 minutes of just complete intense effort, like 100%, give it your all, 3 minutes of rest, and then do that 4 or 5 times. so that goes to like around 22 minutes, 23 minutes, something lesser if you're doing 4 times. Now usually I am swimming. You can see they fucking emptied the pool for some reason, so can't really swim today. So I'm just gonna do the elliptical. Now first thing you want to do every day is, after you hydrate, obviously your body gets really dehydrated after you sleep. So once you do that, you wanna go and hit the gym straight away. Some people like evening gyms, but it's always good to do it first thing in the morning, just because of what does for you the rest of the day, and how, because it's so hard, and it prepares your mind to sort of do things properly for the remaining of the day. Now, one thing that people struggle with is just going to the gym. For me, I go every day, and like I said, even if it's cardio or lifting, whatever it is, do it every day first thing in the morning. Right now, I'm trying not to listen to music while doing it, so just literally the only dopamine source for me in the first part of the day, or the first few hours, first 2 hours of the day, is the gym. No music, no nicotine, nothing like that while gymming. That is what I'm optimizing for right now, and that's pretty much what I'll be doing. So I will see you guys after the gym. All right, so I am just done with my shower. I'm about ready, and now I'm just gonna go and get into work. I don't usually work on Sundays, but I have a lot of team managerial tasks to do, just to see how the team is performing, and that requires me to do overtime, and that's a huge responsibility, because as soon as you start outsourcing, you want to make sure that those people are held accountable. And I haven't I have to like do most of the sales in the week, so then this is when I'm sort of doing the extra work, like filming the content or doing all of this work. So yeah, I'm also going to be SOPing all of this stuff, so that when I do get someone on, they're going to like sort of execute, like they're going to have an executive role where they are overseeing these all managerial tasks, so then I can have more time towards sales, which is the most important. So yeah, it's sort of like overworked right now, and yeah, I've been burning out also a bit recently. Like I felt sick just 2 days ago, and then again like 2 weeks ago. Like not really sick, but like for 1 2 days. So yeah, but that's the responsibility as a agency owner, as a CEO, as a founder. Look, there's a reason that you get paid as the agency owner, as the founder, 10x than what your employees are getting paid. And that's because, look, it's all about the value that you're providing. You're the first one to clock in, you're the last one to clock out, and it's literally like you have to still do the work of the people that are working for you, but more like on the managerial side of things. So yeah, you're still the one that's always giving the most output and the most ROI to the business, and you're the one that's always operating at the highest level. So that is one thing that it's not made for everybody. It's just not everybody can do this. Not everybody has the brain for this. And yeah, that's something that my mentor told me, and it's really been hitting me now as I have more people on the business. But back to the main point of this video, of the biohacking. So when I'm working, I'm pretty much no music. So what I do actually is I have nicotine gums. So yeah, I'm trying to detox of smoking and all of that stuff. So what I do is I have this while I'm working. So work is one dopamine source, this is the second, and then there's music, but the music is no lyrics at all. So that's why I banned my Spotify on open, because then I cannot really listen to any music, and then I only have Brain FM on. So mainly just deep work and deep work music. So yeah, those are three sources. I wouldn't recommending more than that. So for example, now if you're caffeinated in the day, something else has to take a hit. So probably just caffeine and the work, and maybe the music. The music isn't really that much of a dopamine, because it's all just Brain FM music, but it still has a play. so so yeah, but go do some like 2 hours of work, and then I will see you guys after this.
2 hours later.
Alright, so I just finished 1.5 hours of deep work, mainly SOPing for my future hires, and yeah, getting this whole thing down, because the number one thing for me to now scale from 30-40K a month profit to 6 figures a month is mainly hiring. Like literally, that's it. And yeah, that's what I have to like put in most of my time now. It's a very new thing for me. kind of feel like, yeah, it's a very new thing. So one thing that you kind of need to like make sure you're doing every time you're in a, like a new stage, or you're just trying to do something new or different, or just get to a new level, a higher stage, the work that you're gonna have to do is different, and you're gonna feel so much resistance to that work just because you haven't done it. It's not really familiar to you. So your subconscious kind of like makes you feel stupid because you're doing all of this, and you are like kind of stupid when you're doing this. You're not really like the best at doing all of this shit. But that's when you have to like just remind yourself, yeah, this is just like resistance. I gotta make sure I'm doing it. I feel really stupid doing this, but I'll learn as I keep going, and I'm just gonna keep getting better. So that was really like what it was for me right now with the whole SOPing, and yeah, just doing this whole managerial hiring role, and then just, yeah, also like filming a lot of things for the main interviews that I'm gonna be having. So yeah, a lot of work done there. Now what I did is then had my breakfast and my lunch together. So usually I have my breakfast at like 3 p.m. and then my lunch at like 5. But today I had both together because I will be going out later, and I'll also be having charcoal tablets. I will get into that when I'm having later down the day. But mainly like what that does is, yeah, it um removes everything in your like digestion, like whatever you have, it kind of like neutralizes all of that, good or bad. I will dive into that. But yeah, I just had my breakfast. Now I'm gonna be supplementing, have my supplements, and then go for a walk. Once I do that walk, come back, and then I can do some more work, and then I go out for the rest of the evening. All right, so finish some more deep work. Today was actually a good day. I got things done. We're moving forward into the right direction, just because I finished a lot of SOPs. A lot of things were wrong in the system, but and yeah, we weren't really converting enough, and it really really bothered me. It was really stressing me out for a lot of time now, like at least a few weeks. And yeah, like things aren't fixed because we haven't implemented them yet, but I know now what I have to do to fix them, which really really like makes me feel much better. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing that, implementing that, doing all those SOPs for that. So yeah, things look great. Yeah, update on the whole biohacking. So these are what I call activated charcoal. Now, what this does is it pretty much neutralizes anything that I eat 2.5 to 3 hours before and after. The reason I'm eating it now is because I am gonna go now out and I'm gonna be cheating. So it's pretty much like whatever I eat is not really gonna ruin my gut, ruin my stomach, anything like that. Just because this thing, it's gonna absorb every single thing that I have, good or bad, right? So even all the supplements. That's why I had my lunch also earlier. So about like it's been about like 3 hours now, which means I can now have this, and yeah, 2 hours, 3 hours ahead also. It's pretty much gonna absorb everything, absorb all those nutrients, so that nothing affects me, nothing affects my gut. And then I'm pretty much good to go tomorrow. No more brain fog or anything. So that's it for today. I'm gonna go out now, and then yeah, at night I can see you guys wrap up. And yeah, there's some more things to walk over, like my supplements for the night and things to make sure you do before you sleep, because again, sleep is most important. All right, so one more thing I forgot to mention is watching the sunset, and that's to reset your circadian rhythm. So you don't even have to watch it. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm a sunset guy, I want to go watch the sunset. No, not like that. Just go out, be outside, even if you're not able to see the sunset, just be out in the air for like 5 minutes. Watch it so that your circadian clock knows, yep, it's time for the sun to go down, it's time to reset, stress down. I think I covered this in the morning, not sure, but yeah, do that. I'm gonna do this now for 5 minutes, then go and meditate. Usually I meditate before working, so before like 1 o'clock, before my deep work begins, I'll do that just so I can focus and get the focus muscle activated. But yeah, I'm gonna do it now because I just didn't do it today, and like it was Sunday, it wasn't really that big of a deal. And then probably do like 10 today, right now, and then 10 at night, just so I'll sleep better. But 10 for sure, and then yeah, I will see you guys later on. All right, guys. So it's currently almost 12 a.m. I'm about to wrap up for the day, switch off. So yeah, my room, firstly, by the way, the setup. I got my blue light blockers, my Aura ring, obviously, for my sleep later on, and if you can see, it's very red right now. That's because I cannot, let me see if I can turn the camera, but that's because of that light over there. So what you want is, you want below eye level firelight colors. So orange, red, purple, things like that, yellow. You want colors like those, nothing bright. Apart from this, I'm using this to film, but yeah, that's gonna go off. um, that's pretty much how you want to take care of your eyes just for the sleep. Now I'm gonna have like about 25 tablets, and then it's like an hour before sleep, and then yeah, pretty much switch off. So go take some more steam, um, take a nice hot shower, then just read for like half an hour, 1 hour, and then head to bed. And that's pretty much the wind down routine. When I do this, I also switch off everything. So my Opal app, it starts by now. Yeah, no Instagram, no Spotify as well, nothing, no music. Just so there's, yeah, no really like nothing, no lyrics or anything like that. Just cause, yeah, it genuinely like fucks with your thoughts and your mind and shit like that. And tomorrow being a Monday, I wanna go in prepared, like ready for everything that's gonna be there, which is a lot of work. And yeah, that's pretty much the wind down part. Nothing too special. Oh yeah, when I am sleeping, I have a very heavy blanket just because it helps me with my sleep. I'm a very restless sleeper. Heavy blanket, really cold room. What else is there? Sometimes I need earplugs. That's if I'm in the city where there's like a lot of noise. Not a lot of noise here, so probably won't wear those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. These will stay on until I hit the bed. And yeah, there's nothing else about the wind down. That's pretty much it. That's all I've covered. Look, if you just do all these basics, like eat the right food, and by the way, the right food you will only know when you test your gut. So you gotta go to a nice medical center, get a gut test, and they will literally show you like what your IgG levels are. So your IgG levels, it's pretty much like it's a score, and it scores itself against every single food out there. So for me, for example, I'm my like dairy products fuck my gut. Apart from buffalo milk, everything else, all the other sorts of dairy products, they fuck with my gut. So I avoid those. Now you won't know if it's bad for you, good for you until you get that test. So oh, diet, that's the main thing, so that you don't fuck with your gut. These supplements, they are not even like 50% of it. Okay, like you can do all of this, but if you don't know the basics, which is the diet, the sleep, the workout in the morning, and just doing small shit like not fucking looking at your phone every day and all of that, that is 99% of the stuff. This is the other 1%. Okay, so you can think, oh, he's taking so many fancy supplements, this, that, and whatever it is, but none of that matters until I do the actual shit that matters. And it's mainly like optimizing for my sleep, my food, and my work. So a bit about my work also, actually. So yeah, you want to make sure that when you are working, you're not distracted, and when you're working, you want to have one task at one time. I see so many people have fucking 15 tabs open trying to like multitask and do all this shit, which is just honestly so stupid. And yeah, I'm telling you, there's a whole world out there where people work at such a high level, they operate at such a high level, that their own internal workflows, okay, everything from literally what tab is open to what are the apps are there on their laptop, how are they organizing their tasks for the day. Every single thing matters, and I'm telling you, these people, they make sure that they're doing every single one of those things right. That is why I could literally do 4 or 5 people's work in one day, just because I'm so organized with this shit. So yeah, for my work, I have Todoist. There's this app called Todoist where I'm pretty much just logging those tasks at a time with priority, and then also whether that's deep work or if that's admin work. So I start the day off. Tomorrow I'm going to be starting the day off with just sales work, which is the main thing. So when I start the day with the thing that generally like puts the business forward as the most important task, then you want to go for more of the admin work, like hiring, doing interviews, whatever it is that you have to do. Sometimes SOP building can be deep work if you really have to like put your mind into it, and it's the most important. But right now for me, it's pretty much just been sales for the last 4 months. That's how I manage my to-do list. Now there's this other app called Rise. With Rise, what you can pretty much do is you just leave it on the computer, okay, and it pretty much will log every single, like, your entire day's work, like what time you logged in, what time you finish, how many breaks you take in between. It'll log all of that, and then what the best thing about it is, it will also then assign those tasks to certain tabs, and you kind of have to customize that in the start. But yeah, like, say I'm on Google Sheets, that's probably just attributed for sales. So I know, okay, if Rise shows that, yeah, I had Google Sheets on for like 2.5 hours, that means I did 2.5 hours of sales. That way, like, you will also know how much time you're putting into every single aspect of the business, like whatever department it is. And you know, okay, yeah, these many resources, and this was the focus and energy that was put into this specific task. And also, you know, the timing, which is important. So trust me, like, all the guys are operating at the level I do, and honestly, there are much higher levels. They do all of this shit, okay? Like, they're particular and they're intentional with every single thing. And that is sort of the main purpose of this whole video, trying to show you, biohacking is cool, like as a name, but the main idea is you want to be intentional with every single thing that you're doing. And that is what I have managed to do. That is why I operate at the level I operate. That is why I'm able to manage so much stress. That is why I am paid and the market pays me, because of that, because of the value I'm able to provide, and because I'm able to do so much without really, like, fucking like literally breaking down. So yeah, this is all there is, and we're just kind of getting long. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next.